Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sneakers and Soul Signs. I'm Angelina with DeNovo Realty. I know last week I went on my Instagram stories and I started talking to you about things that I'm going to talk about during the month of September, which is something that I am so excited about. And I know that sometimes it doesn't make other people super excited, but organizing a home makes things so much easier in life. I know that to a lot of people, it's just a grueling task and a lot of people don't enjoy it. Me, I enjoy it. It is very calming to me. It is just one of those things that makes a huge difference. And being organized in life, whether it be with your time management or just where you put things, makes life so much easier. I'm going to talk about today, and this is not just for sellers, but if you're thinking about selling, this might be where you want to start with your home organization stuff. But this is just the top 3 places that I suggest that you start to organize, and it'll be a trickle down effect. Now, I understand some people think like my house is just too overwhelming and the clutter is crazy and I don't know where to start. Start small. Do something small. Once you organize a junk drawer, and I know that people say that that's a southern thing, but we have lots of junk drawers in New York too. So I don't know why people think that's a southern thing. But if you do one closet, one junk drawer, one desk, one, bedroom spare closet, it'll eventually trickle down and you'll realize how much easier it is to find things and navigate your day. Since COVID started, your home has turned into your office and your school and where you spend a majority of your time. It's where you spend your date nights. Wouldn't it be just so much easier if you weren't constantly looking for things? I know that, again, this is not something that makes people excited, but just starting makes the ball start rolling. I recently went through all my bookshelves and started selling all of my books that I'm not planning on reading again on eBay. It is such a simple task. They even let you just scan the barcode and it just uploads. They give you the print label. It is so easy. And why keep the clutter if you're never going to read them again? Unless you're planning on having, which my husband says all the time, that he's planning on having a man library upstairs. But I'm getting rid of all the books, so I don't know what he's going to use in his library. But anyway, I'm going to start talking to you today about all the main 3 things that I think that you should organize that would make your life just so much easier. First, I want to give you a couple, my computer apparently doesn't want to work, a couple little things. So according to Psychology Today, clutter causes stress in part because of its excessive visual stimuli. It also signals to our brains that our work is never done and creates guilt, anxiety, and the feeling of being overwhelmed. I personally feel like with the world the way it is and people being stuck at home, and I hate to say stuck at home because it's so terrible, but people feel that way. Why would you want to add more stress and pile on with just things all the time? There are so many amazing tools that you can go and buy at stores. And I know that like some of my people that live in bigger cities, they swear by the Container Store. I've never been there, but I feel like if I was there, it would be like pure nirvana for me. But I buy a lot of my containers from the dollar store or Target dollar spot or just cheap things, little bins that you could put things in. I'm all about the compartments. So here is the first space that I think that you should, I'm going to call it a home detox. It's the only way I could think to convey what I'm trying to say. The mudroom. Now, not everyone has a mudroom, so let's back up. I'm talking about that room that is right by your front door. In my house that I grew up in, it was the dining room, and the dining room table turned into, I throw my backpack on it. This is when I was in, elementary school. Your shoes go right by the door. These are all things that to an adult or to someone that likes things neat and tidy, it would drive my mother nuts that we would just dump everything by the door and run to wherever we needed to be. I currently, in the house I live in, have what I call a mud room, but it's actually my laundry room. And a lot of homes in Florida have this room that you walk in from the garage. And it's just a room that kind of turns into a dumping ground. I actually asked my in-laws for what they call an entrance tree. And it's just a little bench with some hooks on it and some storage for bins. And that is what I use for my mud room. It's got all of our shoes in it that we wear all the time. Now, obviously my sneakers are lined up somewhere because in my closet because I'm nuts, and you will get to see that next week. I will show you how I organize my closet and all of the rooms that I'm going to talk about today. But it's just nice to have somewhere to hang the backpacks, hang your coat. I in Florida it's very rare, but maybe you have a coat that you need to hang up. Put somewhere to put things away so that when you're walking into the house, you're not immediately walking into chaos, which will automatically send your mood into more stressed and more anxious because you realize, I have to fix this. And teach your kids. Like, my son's going to be 1 next week, and I have taught him, like, his sneakers. I mean, he's not super good at it, but he will try and lift a little bench up and put his sneaker in there. Now, obviously, he's not walking into the house and taking his shoes off yet, but it's just something that it's a game to him. But it's just something that everyone helps out. You don't have to go crazy every time you walk into the house, tripping over shoes and trying to get in the house because everyone else just dumped their, I hate to say, but crap in front of the door. The second area I want to say is the home office. I reorganize my home office constantly. I have these hanging file things that we are paperless at my office, but anything that is, any of my sellers brochures and my buyers brochures, all my envelopes, anything that needs to be in, they're all in containers. My closet, I will take a picture of it. It'll be on my feed this week. Has a whole bunch of 31 bins. They're all labeled. Any personal files, obviously we've bought a house, we have home insurance, we have paperwork that needs to be saved. They're in bins that are labeled. I have a bunch of, utility totes that I use to store. If you're a real estate agent like I am, I buy closing gifts, whenever I can see them. Some of them are, most of my closing gifts are very personalized, but sometimes there's things that say home in them, and if I pick a bunch of them up, they go in bags in there. Any old purses, I have board games in there because I have nowhere else to put them. But everything is very organized and in a container. Nothing is like out and just thrown in a closet, because to me, I work in this room, so everything has to be organized. It makes everything easier when you could find things. All of my drawers to my desk, which I don't know if you guys have heard about my desk saga, but I'm still looking for a desk. All my cabinets and stuff to my desk are all in little magazine holders. Any paper that I have, everything is where it's supposed to be. I am a little bit anal. You don't have to be as OCD as I am, but if you go through a closet or, your home office and there's papers that you're never going to use, my husband insisted he wanted to keep all of his paperwork from the house that we lived in before. And I just kept telling him, first of all, I'm a real estate agent, so I know you don't need that stuff, but in general, you don't need to keep every piece of paper. There's so many things that you could find online that you would need to. You don't have to keep everything. And paper, unnecessary things just create clutter, which create chaos, which create things that are harder to find. The last thing that is huge is your closets, your master bedroom closet, your kids' closets. My husband gets so frustrated with me because I am constantly going through closets. We have our second bedroom that is across from Vincenzo's bedroom, currently has like all my dresses and all of his suits in it. I'm constantly going through it and fixing them and getting rid of things that I don't wear. And obviously I had a baby last year, like my body has changed so much, and sizes are different. So every time I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna wear this again. Okay, I'm never gonna wear this again. Styles change. I'm constantly asking my husband, like, are these suits still good? What suit is still. He gets so frustrated with me. I do the same thing in our bedroom. Now I am the person that, and I don't know how you line up your closet, but I'm the person that has pants all in one section, tank tops in all one section. They're not by color. I know a lot of people that do that. My friend Sarah in New York, that's how her closet's organized, and I was always so relaxed, but I have so many of the same colors, it would just be hard for me to find stuff. But I do have tank tops and then t-shirts and then sweaters and then zip-up shirts and then sweatshirts. I have them all in a section, where my husband has pants with polos and button-down shirts, and that causes me so much anxiety. And there have been days that he'll come home from work and I will reorganize his closet, and then he'll say to me, it gives me anxiety that you do this because I am afraid that you're going to get mad that it's going to get all messed up again. But to me, it just makes it so much easier when I'm doing the laundry just to throw things in there because they're in sections. But to him, it doesn't matter to him, but at least everything's all in one spot. So other closets, I know everyone has random rooms in their house. Sometimes my upstairs closet that goes to our 5th bedroom that my husband is currently using as his man cave, the closet is just full of everything that Vincenzo has grown out of, and it is the vein of my existence. I'm constantly going up there and trying to readjust things. It also has all our Christmas decorations in it because I don't want to put the Christmas decorations in the attic because the attic gets so hot. I don't want things to melt. The ornaments that play music, you put those things in the attic with batteries in them, they don't work anymore. Just so you know. Just an FYI. But that area, and I am constantly saying, like, I wish I had a better way to store this stuff. I wish it, and to me, it brings me very big relaxation when you can open doors to closets and things are neat and tidy. I know that not everyone else must be that way, but I am like that. Then as you're going through the closets, and I know that some people say to start with the biggest project. I think you should start with little projects. Start with the closets you don't really use if it's got a lot of junk in it. Or if you would prefer, start with your master bedroom closet. Start with your personal closet. Go through stuff. I watched a show many, many years ago, and I want to say it was Oprah. I was like a teenager, and she said to turn all the hangers around in the closet. And after 6 months, if there's still hangers that are the opposite way in your closet, get rid of every piece of clothing that is. It was very hard to do in New York because obviously you have summer clothes and winter clothes. But now that I live here, I think about that all the time, thinking I haven't worn this in 6 months. Now, obviously, it depends on what season of life you're in. If you think that you're in a season of life where you're trying to lose weight, or you were pregnant when like I have clothes that I was wearing before I had Vincenzo, and I'm still holding on to them, hoping someday they'll fit. But every person is different, and I'm not trying to tell you to go in. Some of the websites, if you go on, say to get rid of 50% of your clothes. Like, I'm not trying to tell you to do that. I want you to do whatever will make you happy. But having things organized and in line and easy to find is my goal. So next week, let me look at a calendar. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. Next week, from the 14th to the video problems, the 14th to the 18th, I am going to be sharing all my home organization tips on my feed. I will also have a video that week talking about home organization things, but I'm going to actually show you. Now, I'm not a professional. Let's throw that out there. I am not a professional whatsoever, but I will tell you that my stuff is all very, very, very labeled and very organized. I'll show you my master bedroom. I actually just bought some more stuff to keep my some of my clothes organized. I only have one, I don't want to say only, but I only have one pole in my closet. So I bought some stuff to make it so that I have 2 poles. I'll show you and explain you. I am going to show you my home office. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I just bought from 31 to organize my pantry, which is, since COVID started, I've started to take things out of the boxes because they wanted us to wipe things down with bleach. And my husband is so allergic to bleach, so I just started taking everything out of the packages and putting them in containers, little canister sets, little boxes. I'll show you. So that is all what I'm going to be doing next week. I hope you guys are having a great week. If you guys have any questions or want any tips on organizing, again, I am not a professional, but it makes me excited to be able to help other people and have other people share what they've done to organize. So if you do end up doing any of these tips, let me know, share it, tag me, send it to me in a DM, send it to me via text message, whatever you need. See you next week.